You're listening to the Yolo Rum Podcast with Producer WIGNZ.
What kind of a stupid name is that? Are you trying to be an Irish R&B singer?
In this episode, Ballyhoo stops in Denver to talk with WIGNZ.
I'm so excited! I'm so excited! I'm so scared!
Episode 2 of the Yolo Rum Podcast.
We are live right now on Instagram, but we're also recording for the podcast, episode number 2 of the Yolo Rum Podcast with man. We've met before. I've done other podcasts with you, but this is Yolo Rum specific, hosted by myself. I mean, we'll get into it, but you've been in that podcast world a little bit. But we got Howi from Ballyhoo. He and I go way back. I kind of hijacked a backstage dressing room at Chillin' Music Fest in Florida, and that was when we first met. But it's cool to be hanging with you, man, and just
Thanks, man.
Full circle after 3 years. I think every time you come to Colorado and you do your thing, we run into each other. So how you doing?
Doing great, man. Doing great. Did you almost get in trouble or something with OAR or something like that?
I was totally gonna bring that up because dude, totally just BS my way backstage. Like just totally just like I've worked in radio for so long that I'm just like, if you fake the funk, no one's gonna question you.
If you look like you know what you're doing,
you
can walk right the fuck back there.
Yeah, that's
doesn't matter.
So I remember Eric, who's a partner at Yolo Rum, he's like, oh, you can go backstage. I'll let you interview Ballyhoo, and we'll try to get you these interviews. But when I'm in the audience, I was like, I can't hear anything. I hear this ruffle. I was like, there's terrible noise. I'm not set up for a podcast. I was like, the only way this will work is if I get backstage. So I hustled my way back there, the security gate guy. I was like, hey, I'm supposed to meet Steve over there. Oh, Sam? Yeah, that's the guy.
Yeah, that's the guy.
That's the guy. And so the OAR's dressing room was there, and I was like, hey, can I set up for a podcast in there? I mean, they know all about it. And so that was you were you were really the highlight of my interviewing
thanks,
back
man.
then, because it was definitely ghetto rigged.
Totally.
But we had a good time, and I can't believe you remember that. But yeah, we were in the middle of the interview, and hey, what are you doing in our dressing room?
Man, sorry OAR. Sorry about that.
Yeah. So, but man, you yourself tour all the time. I was listening to your podcast, and I want to get into that. And when I was listening to it, and it was episode 9, you're fairly fresh with the episodes, just like we are.
Yeah.
You travel 200 days a year. Is that right?
Yeah. I mean, it's we've cut it back the last couple years. But we were doing, for the last decade, and we've been touring for 12 years. And so like roughly about a decade of probably 250 days on the road with travel, because like you're doing 200 shows plus the days that, to get there and, between and all that. And it's a lot, you start to feel it for sure.
Yeah, no, but you love it, right?
Yeah, no, you love it. It's like, if it's your passion, man, it's not work, and you love it, but just like anything else, it does get exhausting, and you do get tired, and you sometimes you want to quit. It's just, I think your passion it makes you crazy, because you want it so bad, and you feel like you're working really super hard, but then you realize you're not working hard enough.
Yeah, straight on.
But no, so we the last couple of years we just kind of pulled it back a little bit, just to be more home with the family and things like that.
And you got kids.
I got 2 kids.
I've learned so much about you without even talking to you, bro. Like the podcast really is paying off.
Yeah, well, that's good, I guess.
Yeah. So how many? 2 kids?
How many? 2 kids that I know of. Sorry, just kidding, babe. Just kidding.
You better knock on some wood now, bro.
I got 2 kids. They're awesome. Halo and Draven.
They're great
Halo's
names.
3. Yeah, Halo's 3. Draven is 8. He just turned 8 last weekend.
Good for you. I'm about to have my first in July.
Congrats.
Yeah, but the name is the hardest part, because you want to be unique, but you don't want them to also be like, I don't want to say made fun of, but you don't want to pick that one name where it's like. Yeah. But Halo and Draven, that's awesome.
Yeah, we I don't know. We didn't want like normal names. We wanted to do something different and cool. And I actually, my son's name came from the movie The Crow, the comic book. His name's Eric Draven, and so The Crow is my favorite movie since I was 13 whenever that came out, and I remember saying, I was like, whenever I have a son, I'm gonna name him Draven, and then I did, whatever, 20 years later, whatever.
Did you have to convince your wife, or was she cool with it?
She was totally cool with it. She loves the name, and then my daughter, it was kind of like, it was almost last minute. We had talked about it, but we weren't exactly sure. And then my daughter was born, and then the midwives asked, "What are you gonna name her?" And we were like, Halo Moon. Moon, yeah. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. It came from.
That was last minute.
Yeah, it was. Well, it wasn't like I didn't pull it out of my ass, but
it was there. But.
Yeah, no, she. We talked about it because like when I was a kid, my grandfather died when I was 7, and the night of his funeral, we came home and. We were walking into the house, and it was nighttime, and the moon had a halo around it, and that happens every so often. You'll see that sometimes, and apparently it's like crystals like in the air, like ice crystals. Anyway, so it makes this halo around the moon, and I asked my mom, I said, "What is that? That's so cool." And she said,
"Did she know it was ice crystals?"
I'm sure she did, but I was like 7, so she said, "Oh, that's your papa letting you know he made it to heaven, right?"
Wow, yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, that's really sweet," So kind of always grew up with that, and anytime I would see it, I was like, "Oh, that's cool." So I told her that story, and she fell in love with the story, and we thought that may be kind of a cool name for the girl. Yeah. And then Halo, Moon, because of the Halo Moon part, and and then we told the ladies the name, and they were like, "Oh, that's really hippie of you." Like, I guess so.
Yeah, thanks.
So
way to put that on us, midwife.
Like, yeah. So
that's cool, man. So then you're performing at Cervantes tonight, and you were in Colorado Springs and Pueblo.
Pueblo. We're doing Pueblo tomorrow night. We were in Colorado Springs last night, and we were in Fort Collins the night before.
And you were with Fortunate Youth.
Fortunate Youth, Tatanka, and they're from Denver actually. Tatanka. So it's going to be their big hometown show tonight. It's going to be a rager. We've got like more than half the room sold out already, and it's going to be nuts. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. And then, so you've been doing your podcast too, episode 9. What is it? It's, I'm going to mess this up. I don't want to mess it up. Tales from the Green Room.
Tales from the Green Room.
Tales from the Green Room. I was like, God, I was listening, damn it. But no, that's the best name for it because you're like, what does go down?
Yeah. And people will be surprised, or maybe they wouldn't be surprised to know. I don't know, but these days. But it's not Motley Crue. It's not glam metal, 80s metal glam rock show. It's like there's no crazy.
Well, I don't even think those guys get crazy anymore. Those guys are like,
no,
it's not even what it used to be.
Yeah, it's not. It's I think everything pre-social media and all that, But also, I don't know, man. It's just. We're always buried in our phones, and I've got shit going on all the time. I have no time to do anything, so I'm just working constantly. I'm a workaholic, and I can't stop myself.
You gotta be if you want to be to that level that you're at, and you want to keep setting that bar and meeting it. That's just the way it is.
Exactly, man. So the whole thing, the Tales from the Green Room podcast, is just kind of about my experience in this whole industry, everything that's kind of happened, good and bad. And it's sort of a way for me to help young artists coming up to maybe avoid some of the pitfalls.
Oh, so you kind of are like a therapist.
Yeah, in a way, I'm a young band therapist, young musicians. No, it's I mean that's really what it is. It's really liberating. It's nice to kind of talk and get it out there. And like I remember the first episode I uploaded it, and I was like, wow, this is really cool. And then I started getting feedback. Like everybody was really stoked on it. 5 stars. You have 5 stars across the board. Yeah, I got 5 stars, and I was like, wow, that's fucking cool, man.
And you don't know how people are going to react.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially like you said, social media age, people could hate on you, and then you just like I've had people when I talked on the radio, they're like, your voice fucking sucks, bro, and then you're just like, I guess my voice sucks. So those haters can really just
if you let it get to you, it can really tear you apart. But you can't really. I want to say don't read the comments, but nowadays it's good to engage. You want to engage those people that are leaving comments.
Embrace them.
You have to embrace them and either turn it into a joke, or I don't know. You can even get in and be like, well, what didn't you like about it, or something like that.
Yeah.
Some people
it throws them off completely.
Yeah, completely. Some people are just assholes. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter.
The way they are. Yeah, the trolls.
Yeah, they're just trolls, and that's how you have to deal with it. But for me, I try to get back, and I answer all the DMs, and I answer all the comments on the Instagram and
that's how we linked
Facebook
up today.
and Twitter.
Exactly.
You hit me up on Twitter and you asked me, and I was like, yeah, let's do it. And thanks for having me, by the way.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
Yeah. So.
But we talked about that last time when I hijacked OAR's restroom. That especially for your listeners out there and people streaming, is you are the guy, or your group is the ones that hit people back on social media. It's not a bot. It's not some auto-generated response. No. It's you guys hitting them back. And I think that there's a relatability to your audience that most people don't get, because it's easy to throw out, hey, thanks for listening to our music, and that's it. But your head's up straight with them all the time.
Yeah, there's I don't think there's any other way to be, man. It's like for me, I guess with like I don't ever want anybody going in and answering for me.
Yeah.
Like I don't want people replying just some generic response, from Howie, but it's not me. Like that's weird.
Yeah.
I mean, we're at a point now where I'm starting to have staff members like post things about shows and stuff, like things like that.
You got a staff now, bro? Is that?
Yeah. Well, part of our management and stuff.
How much you have grown, bro?
Yeah. They help me out with that stuff. But really that's not so much the personal part. This is just like letting people know what's going on. Yeah. As far as the engagement and talking and conversing with people, I want to be all over that. There's no other way, So like you got the Snapchat, you got the Instagram, you got Facebook, Twitter. I mean, just everything, YouTube. So it's a lot, but I don't know. It's fun at the same time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I got to give you props, because that was the one thing I noticed years ago when we were in Florida. But then I don't want to go. Yeah. You even set up a campaign and said, hey, send us your videos and of yourself singing the song, and you made your own video with them, and it featured, and it was a great video, because you literally watch it, it's like it's your crew, man. It's the people that fucking love you, and they're reacting to you.
That was so legit. I was floored, to be honest. I only gave them like 2 days, maybe 3 days to do this, and it basically was just a simple post like, hey, be in the video, send me a video portrait, like an Instagram story, the way it looks, format, and just of you and your friends or your family, whoever, doing whatever you want, goof off to the song, bounce around. You don't have to lip sync. You can just be whatever, just do what you want. And I mean, the quality of content first that I got was amazing. There was a guy that got his daughters to film, to basically reenact the old Robert Palmer videos, simply irresistible, with the girls with the lipstick and the hair pulled back and the black dresses, and they're playing
the guitar,
and they're dancing in sync, and like it's just amazing. And I was like, wow, these people care enough to do this kind of stuff. Yeah. So that was just, I don't know. I was overwhelmed and floored by the just how cool our fan base is.
I think it's the fan base, the power of your music, the song itself. It shows you that everyone loved that song and that people were really engaged in it. I mean, people were singing every lyric on there. And then when the rift happened, you just had people dancing and jumping on their bed, like
people's like their kids and stuff, and like it was so neat, man. I don't know, it was a great feeling. I felt bad that I couldn't fit everyone. That's how much footage I got.
Wow.
Like I couldn't fit all the stuff.
Did you edit it?
I edited it. Yeah.
Wow,
yeah.
Dude, you are hands-on with every aspect.
I do it all,
everything.
man. I don't like to let anybody, unless if it's a really big job and I know I just can't handle it because I've got so much on my plate. I hire out. I'll just commission someone to, do the art or whatever. But I like to be hands-on with everything, because I feel like as an artist, you should be. If it's your vision, don't let someone else
do what you're thinking.
Try to interpret
your artwork.
No, but on the flip side, I love that as well. I love for when I say, hey, this is what I would like to see, and they put their spin on it. I'm all for that. Yeah. I love hiring out to do art for T-shirts and things like that. But when it comes to like the music and the overall,
the music is what you're all about. So you don't want to have someone have their fingerprints on something that is yours.
It's the music that sort of dictates the brand and the imagery, and I mean. It's obviously a beach thing, like we just kind of like what we sort of put out there. And I get videos all the time of like people in their cars. I got one, I think yesterday, this girl sent me like 3 videos of her cruising to like our song Beautiful Day. I'm like, it's beautiful outside. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, so I think we're just kind of known as that band. But yeah, I don't know. I just love being hands-on and being like just in it.
Yeah. Dude, do you ever sleep?
Not that much, man. I try. Yeah, I probably get 5 or 6 hours a night. You know?
I don't see it. I mean, if you're performing, that, but the main part is obviously the music. But then there's that whole element of connecting to your audience, and you're trying to do that at the same time. So and then you're doing your podcast on top of it. So you're trying to get a whole nother element into it. I mean, you're a psychologist in that front.
In a way, yeah. In a way.
So it's just cool to see you in that. So is Yeah, enjoy your Yolo Rum. I want to make sure that this is charged, so enjoy your Yolo Rum. He's sipping on some Yolo Rum Gold right now. Howie, we're hanging out from Ballyhoo. He's performing at Cervantes tonight. I should say his band's performing at Cervantes tonight. So it's just cool to have him with us. Episode 2 of the Yolo Rum podcast. Keep enjoying that rum. Let me charge this computer real quick, and we'll be right back.
Yolo Rum is giving you a chance to invest and own a piece of the award-winning rum. Visit YoloRum.com/invest for more details.
Hanging out for episode 2. We just heard about Howie taking edibles and losing his wallet, but there was moral to that story. Good vibes off of that, and so I mean that kind of gives us full circle to where, do you feel like your music, because your music does have an up-tempo vibe to it? First of all, I got to say that you have a huge fan base in Colorado.
I've noticed, man. The show's been rad this week.
It's off the chart, because if you like, obviously I was just kind of, all right, let's see where they're at. They went to Nebraska, okay, they've been all over so far, but the Colorado reaction, you could see the engagement off the charts off that. So, but do you, your music's so upbeat and the vibes are good. Do you ever feel like the music needs to be, all right, let's do a positive, fun song because there's so much fucking darkness in the world, you know?
Yeah, I mean, there's I never force anything, but at the same time, sometimes, yeah, you do think of themes. You know, like I kind of want to write a song. It's like it mostly is for the live stuff. Like there's certain sometimes in our set list, I feel like there's holes, and I'm like I need to fill in this gap with like a certain type of song. I'm like, I'm not feeling what should be there right now, and it's there's something really uppity and something loud, or like. I mean, we love rocking out, you know, and like I love swaying to the reggae too. But so this new record that we're working on, I don't want to get dark or anything, but like my father passed away like about 15, 16 months ago, and he
Sorry, man.
So thank you. So I didn't write anything for about 8 months, and I started in I guess the first song I wrote was "I Don't Want to Go" back in like August of 2017. So it sort of just came out the way it did, and it's an aggressive song, but it's still like upbeat and fun, you know.
Yeah.
But the lyrics are sort of dark in a way of like it's quirky, but it's like I'm just over all this shit right now. Like I can't take this anymore. Like it's about feeling like a puppet. That's why the art is that way. It's like kind of feeling like a puppet, where like you're sort of this dancing clown or something, you know, and like and having to do all the press and all the crazy shit. And it's just sometimes as fun as it is, and as much as it does come with the territory, I'm human, you know. And it's like it gets frustrating sometimes. So the rest of the record is sort of in that vein of like, I wrote a lot about my dad and my mom. She passed away when I was a kid. So both my parents are gone now. And so I didn't feel like the things that I was writing about was going to be like pop reggae and stuff wasn't really the right backdrop for that. And I started out. I mean, Green Day is my favorite band.
Yeah.
And
what's your tab?
Oh yeah, that's the. Yeah, from American Idiot.
That's awesome.
Yeah. They're my favorite band. So
always, you even kept engaged with your. So wait, here I'm gonna show you as well. Right, Instagram.
And so I just come from that school of like Billy Joe Armstrong and you know, just chunking away on my guitar and getting crazy with the crowd and rocking out and running around. And I can't really do that on stage when I'm stuck with the reggae. I'm just kind of swaying, which is great. But I want to move around.
Feel it,
I do it, you know. And like I still
Yeah.
feel it, you know, when we play the reggae and stuff. But so anyway, like
The
this one,
intensity just isn't.
like
same.
I want to. I feel like I'm not giving enough to the crowd.
Yeah.
I want to give more. And when I play punk rock and ska and stuff, I feel like I can get more energy, you know, to the crowd.
Let yourself go. I mean, you got. It seems like you've been through just a lot that you want to translate that through your music. You know.
Yeah, there are times where I just want to be. I do, like you just said, let yourself go in a way. Like I just want to be in the moment and not thinking about anything but the music, you know, just doing it. So back to the record. That's sort of what this record is trying. It's the record. The new record is heavy. It's punk rock. It's metal. It's like there's one song that's like a reggae song. You know what I mean? And and even in itself, it's kind of a more
it's an evolution
tone.
of your band. I think that you hear that a lot. I mean, it's funny if you turn on your radio station, you'll hear Slightly Stupid. But I mean, even they themselves go from kind of like a punk pre-era to Raging Out to where you just hear an evolution of it.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of where you guys are at. It's just that, because all of your songs like Cali Girl, like you just have these songs where it's like a fun vibe, but you almost need to show how you're actually feeling. Do you feel that, is that why this record kind of took the path that it took?
Absolutely. I don't like that's why it sounds like it does, because I didn't feel like writing party songs, you know what I mean? And we did that on Girls, and I love that record. It's our most successful release ever. But just the way I was feeling, I'm not gonna fake it, you know. And I just don't know, I just wasn't feeling it when I was writing. It was just more dark shit coming out, and it's still the way it's funny, like the way it comes out. Even when I write like, you know, weird dark material or whatever, like it's still the music itself sort of kind of balances it out, I guess. Like it's still kind of in a positive way.
There's a story being told.
Yeah, we're basically just, I'm telling a story, and the music is sort of, it keeps it from being too emo, I guess, and you know.
You're more than that, and that's what Ballyhoo's a lot more than that.
Yeah. There's something about our brand, our style that somehow still sounds like us no matter what we do, and I think our fans are really gonna love this record, you know, when it comes out.
When does it come out? Is it hard to?
Yeah, at the moment, I got about half the songs recorded vocally. Like the music's all done.
Yeah.
And I've done. There's 12 tracks on it, and I've got 6 songs in the can vocally, and then I got to go home. I've been on tour for 6 weeks, so I haven't been able to get to it. There's nowhere quiet to go to record vocals, you know, at the moment for us. So when I get home next week, I'm gonna get back to it, and hopefully end of summer, maybe September.
Now,
like
when it comes to writing those lyrics, I mean, obviously, I wouldn't say you're the head guy of the band, but you're the head guy of the band. So when you write something that's different than what you're used to, how do you approach the band and say, hey, check this out, what do you think about this? Do you want their fingerprints on that, or is it kind of like, no, this is the direction we're going, or how does that whole process?
Yeah, it's not like I'm not a fascist. You know what I mean? Like,
you're not a huge fascist.
Yeah, not a huge fascist. No, I just no, it's not like that. I have a vision, I do, and there are certain things that I just want to be that way. But I love when, you know, my brother does his thing on the drums, and you know, and Nick plays bass. You know what I mean? Like it's just they have their own thing. They put their spin on it.
That's why you're a band.
Yeah, and you work together, and I'm the primary songwriter, but sometimes if Donald comes in with a different drum part, you know, it's than what I had on the demo.
Not the fascist.
Yeah,
right. Donald.
Yeah, different Donald. He'll it's usually better than what I wrote.
Yeah.
I'm not a drummer, but I have an idea what the beat should sound like, and he just runs with it, you know. And and sometimes I'll be like I don't like that. It's weird, and you should like pull it back and, you know, whatever, and we'll compromise on it, things like that. But nah, man, that's just what it is to be in a band. You know, you work together, and
especially if you want to be successful. Because I mean, if otherwise you guys would just be in the tour bus and there'd be tension.
Yeah, you don't want people hating on each other because they didn't get their part on the record or something like that, you know. So it just, I don't know, it just kind of works the way we do it, I guess.
So you've been doing it for so long? It's
been a long time. Yeah, we've been a band for 23 years. We've been putting out records for 18 years.
Wow.
You know, so been on tour for 12 years.
And then the evolution of, do you feel like the new streaming of the way music is now has hurt you? Do you think it's, I mean, do you feel like it's totally different than it was, and you got to experience what it was 10 years ago to now? Like
I've seen all the sides of it. It's weird, both sides of the, you know.
Yeah, not many people can say that.
Still. Well, there's I was there in the 90s when bands were getting signed for millions of dollars and you know, had tour support and stuff like that, and we weren't getting that. You know, we weren't even anywhere near that. But I knew about it. I heard about it, and once, you know, Napster came along and ruined all that, the label started freaking out in the like mid 2000s.
Took them a minute.
It took them a minute. They didn't understand. They didn't know how to embrace it. Like, but that's the whole thing. You have to embrace the change. As much as it might suck to change what you're used to, you have to embrace it. And for us, I think monetarily, in a way, it did. The band and most artists took a hit when it turned to streaming, because you make more money off of downloads and you make more money off of selling your CDs. But CDs are pretty much
out the window now. It's like DVDs are even going that way.
Even DVDs, and with streaming, they get so many subscribers every year or every month even. I think in a couple of years, downloads are going to be gone. That's what I think.
Yeah.
But
it's just straight streaming.
Everyone's going to be streaming.
Yeah,
it makes total sense for the consumer. You're paying $10, dude.
Yeah, versus when you used to pay like $18.99 for an album, and then you only liked one song off of the shit,
exactly.
and then you're like,
so you're paying $10, you get pretty much everything you want. Most bands are on Spotify and Apple Music and all that. So I think eventually it'll sort of get back to where it was, maybe monetarily, because all songwriters are actually getting a raise very soon. They just signed Congress just signed some paperwork, or they're going to sign shortly.
So it's like a percentage of whatever.
Yeah, I think it's like 9 or 10% right now.
Okay.
But it's with Spotify, it's like a pot. So all the money goes into a pot. Like that $10 doesn't go to Ballyhoo. It goes to every artist that's on Spotify.
Yeah.
But it depends. It changes every month.
Is it based on your plays?
Yes, it's based on streams. So like different, like the bigger artists are obviously they're going to get the bigger chunk because they're getting the most streams. It's really crazy. So you're never getting paid the same every quarter.
So almost every check that you get from Spotify, you're like, this was the month.
yeah. It's like, oh, we killed it.
Yeah.
But no, it's wild, man. But I think eventually it may even out or whatever. And eventually there'll be all these new bands, and they won't know what it's like to get paid by downloads and that stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But having gone through it, yeah, absolutely. But the one thing is, those same people that are paying the $10, they can listen to your music if they want.
Over and over.
Mm-hmm. They can find your music. If someone sends them a link, they can open it right up in their Spotify or Apple, and they can listen. And therefore, you're getting more exposure. Yeah. You know, when you put your fans behind a paywall, you know, like when you say we're not going to put it on Spotify, like I think Adele and like Taylor Swift, you know, and it was probably
you take off your audience almost.
And I think it was all in with good intention.
Yeah.
But I think ultimately what it did was it put a paywall there, and their fans are like, well, I'm not gonna fucking buy that shit. I'm gonna listen to it on Spotify in 2 weeks when it comes, because I think
I'm already paying $10.
Yeah, I think they ultimately they put it on there, but it's like the first 2 weeks or month or something.
They were trying
to
battle it.
Yeah, exactly. And I get it, but and I know Taylor Swift was like standing up for indie artists in this way. But at the end of the day, man, it's the change is coming. The change is here. You know, it's just it's more and more. Like I said, every year downloads go down, streaming goes up, and I'm fine with it, man. I love that anyone can listen to our songs.
Well, I think that's why it's so key that you are as awesome as you are on social media, because you have to be able to say, hey, here's our new song, check it out, or hey, you want to be part of our music video, this is what you got to do, stream it, take video of yourself, send it to us. I think that's if you're not doing that and these artists aren't taking advantage of that, then you're just doing an empty like. You're just like, hey, just like my photo, look up.
You can't do it that way. It's got to, like, I love trying to include our fans any way we can, and I Don't Want to Go, that song was like the perfect song for that. I felt like it was just the way, I don't know, the vibe of the song was just perfect to have people jumping around and acting crazy and silly. And I hope to do it again in the future. I don't know. I just love. We get so much support. We have like the Ballyhooligans. Like they're just the best. You know.
Yeah. Ballyhooligans.
Yeah, the Ballyhooligans. Yeah.
I love that.
There's a Facebook group.
Love that.
There's a Facebook group called the Ballyhooligans. There's over 2,000 members. And they ask you a certain set of questions.
Okay.
Like I think there's 3 questions.
And to get into the club.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Because,
what's the password?
Yeah. Well, you can't just be. I just want to be in the group just because. It's like we don't want like fair weather. We want like the people that really love the band.
The diehard.
And these are the people that they're so positive and they just really care, and they'll schedule like meetups before shows in the cities,
awesome.
and hang out and have some drinks together and stuff. It's awesome, man. It's
well,
a community.
you even in that video, you were hanging out with the crowd. You had whole fans all behind you and doing all that stuff.
That was the night we were in Baltimore, and we had all our friends and family there. So we were just like back. I had the camera. We were all drunk. It was after the set. I'm glad it was after the set because everybody was wasted, and like my buddy was like crowd surfing on top of everybody, and like just it was fun, man.
That's what you're all about. Well, Howie, man, I appreciate it. Yolo Rum Podcast is our 2nd episode. I loved listening to your podcast. I subscribed.
Thanks, man.
So I got you on that. So, but anytime you're in Colorado, I know that Colorado loves you. We love you, man. You and I go way back. So I appreciate you coming out and hanging out with us, and kill it tonight at Cervantes. Enjoy the tour, and hope you enjoyed that Yolo Rum.
Oh, this is great.
And
it's awesome.
Let me know when that new album's out, man. And we got you, Yolo Rum, all the way. Thank you, Howie. Appreciate it, bro.
Thanks for having me, man.
What kind of show would you call that?
Frankly, I'd call it quits.
The Yolo Rum Podcast, featuring featuring WIGNZ. Visit YoloRum.com for more episodes.